afternoon, Evan. How are you today,
That was
kid?
very well said. That was very well said. This weekend was awesome, except for the New York Mets.
I do feel bad. And listen, we'll get to the Mets. Obviously, they got swept. You also have some hamstring garbage going on now. There is Yankee news out of the gate, though, before we get to the Knicks and the Nets for a little NBA stuff. Stanton has just been placed on the IL with that left quad. So you got 10 days, no Giancarlo Stanton. That, of course, not as relevant when Aaron Judge is hitting the snot out of the ball. But still, the Yankees will not have their entire healthy lineup through June now.
Yeah.
Pretty much,
Well,
right?
and
Because Luke Voigt was out until a couple days ago.
Right. Glaber's still out.
Glaber's out with the COVID stuff.
Aaron Hicks is out for
Yeah.
God knows how long. I think what stinks about the Giancarlo thing is that he has been having a very good season. And the biggest knock on Giancarlo the last 2 years, he can't stay on the field. And it's almost as if you're a Yankee fan waiting, unfortunately, for this moment to occur. And we were here on Friday, and it happened at the last second, and we heard Giancarlo is scratched. And Boone says, not a big deal. It'll be a day or two. Now look what it is.
Not just that. When he was talking to us, he actually said the day they scratched him, he was considering putting him in the field.
Right, which now you can't even think twice about. You can't even ponder that. Look,
Ponderous is what it is.
Dude, he is fine china, okay? And you've got to keep him healthy because as he showed you, when he's healthy, we saw it in the playoffs last year, we've seen it this year, the guy can perform at a high level, but now, much like what the Mets are going to have to deal with, guys have to step up. And to Aaron Judge's credit, ever since the back-to-back off days, and ever since you whined and moaned about him hitting third, Aaron Judge doesn't make outs.
I've done it again. I have done it once again. I've put the Carton magic fairy dust on a player, and that player has turned his entire season around. Aaron Judge, I know I don't like when they do this in the pros, but you talk about player of the week, player of the month. He's really eager to get that plaque that says American League Player of the Month for May.
Since the double off day, Aaron Judge is 12 for 21 with 6 home runs. I mean, it's video game numbers. So it worked, and that's what they're going to need with guys out. You need guys to step up. DJ LeMahieu is getting hot. Gary Sanchez had a couple of productive hits over the weekend. And that's what it comes down to. And this isn't new for the Yankees. They've dealt with injuries for years now.
Yeah, so listen, we're going to get to all the baseball. It's not the number one lead today, although the Stan thing just got announced. So we want to bring that to you as the Yankees get ready for 4 games against the Rangers in Texas after taking another series. Sure, again, I think you got to sweep Baltimore, especially with a 4-0 lead. But they didn't, but it's another series win. So you start now, what the Yankees are doing now is what all good teams and playoff teams ultimately do, and what, frankly, the Mets were doing up until they got swept this weekend. You start stockpiling series wins.
That's it.
It's not about sweeping series. Well, it's great when you stockpile series wins and you're playing at a 66+ percentage, win percentage. That's how you win more than 90 games. That's how you go to the playoffs.
100%. It's just that we've seen this trend now where the Yankees can't complete the sweep. But the bottom line is this,
Especially
and you're right about it.
4-0 lead.
Well, that too.
Come
You
on.
hand Jordan Montgomery 4 runs against the lousy Orioles. You figure they're for the taking, and obviously it didn't work out that way. Just win series. I mean, you're right about that. You continue to win series, you'll be in first place before you know it.
To me, other than the Stanton injury, which just happened, which you have to address because it's who he is, and the guy was the hottest player in baseball for a week and a half, the New York Knicks did what good teams do. They didn't wait for somebody else to do it for them.
Well, they did need a little help.
They took care of business, is what they did, and they have earned.
Yes.
No one gave it to them.
Yes.
They didn't back their asses into it.
Yes.
Our beloved, not you, the rest of us, our beloved New York Knicks are the 4 seed. We get the team we kind of wanted, which now scares the hell out of me.
As it should.
The Atlanta Hawks. And James Dolan announced a couple hours ago. I know many of you are working or maybe just checking us in to find the lead stories of the day and see what's going on. That there is a legitimate possibility, both for the Nets, of course, when they find out who their opponent ultimately is in a couple days, and for the Knicks, that we are looking at almost full capacity in both buildings. The Knicks were talking about today 13,000 people. The Nets would be closer to 11 or 12 just based on capacity of the building. But could you imagine, after a year plus of COVID nonsense, a Knick for our purposes.
Yes,
just
I
the
get it.
Garden because of what it is.
I understand.
A 13,000 person crowd for a Knick home playoff game.
Listen, man,
that would be, as we say in Temple, dope.
Do you say that in Temple?
It's a Yiddish word.
Oh, really?
Yeah. No, I think it is.
You don't have. I want to make this clear because this run may last a while. Okay, this may be a month run. Who knows? Maybe longer. You don't have to preface it.
I just want to make sure you don't take it as an attack.
Not you. I'm not attacking you. Listen, the New York Knicks, and tell me if I'm wrong here. All right? As a student of New York sports, as someone that appreciates everything around us, I think this is one of the most surprising and successful regular season runs we've seen in 25 years. I really do. From an expectation standpoint to what they accomplished. This isn't the Giants going 6-10. The New York Knicks finished 10 games above 500. And there is not a man or woman in this city or town that thought that was possible. And you're damn right they earned the 4th seed. And what I told you last week was, if you take care of business, good things will happen.
Yep, they take care of business.
If you do that, you'll get the help. And on Saturday night, you got the help. That's not a surprise. And so now you are the 4th seed. And with that comes expectations.
At responsibility. It's like Spider-Man's uncle always said.
Yes.
Yeah, with great power comes great responsibility.
Yes.
Now you have to win.
You know what?
Because you're not the 5 seed.
Right.
You're not starting on the road.
That's right.
You earned the 4 seed. You're also 3-0 against Atlanta.
That's right.
So you haven't lost to them, and now you get to play them in a best-of-7 series. So my expectation is bring on the second round, because that's what I expect.
I said to
and
you.
that's what I want. Plus, Garden popcorn.
Is it back?
If I could go to the Garden with no mask on with 13,000 people, I better get some popcorn.
I was thinking when they announced, and I saw what Dolan had to say, wow, there may be 13,000 people at the Garden, vaccinated sections. I think half the arena is going to be vaccinated sections. Then the Garden popcorn has to be available. And look, that place is going to rock. I'm the first to acknowledge
it's going to be redundant.
It has been 8 long years since the New York Knicks were in the postseason, and it feels like 50 years ago when you think about that team. The Carmelo Anthony, Jason Kidd, Tyson Chandler, J.R. Smith, Raymond Felton, New York Knickerbockers. But you wanted Atlanta, and I understand why, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't think it's even close when you're debating playing Miami or Milwaukee or my team.
No, this is the team we wanted, 100%.
I want to tell you guys something, because I did a little research.
Don't do research if it's gonna
No.
If your research
Craig,
is gonna be some type of cautionary tale.
It's not.
Today's not the day for caution.
It's not.
You know what today is, Evan?
What's that?
Today is the day on a 75-degree, beautiful sunny day. Today's the day for Knicks fans to be allowed just to enjoy the moment. Because
Craig,
I know what you're going to do.
You have no idea.
You know what you're going to do.
You're wrong.
And I know what you're going to do.
Why don't you?
And all Knicks fans know what Evan
Craig,
Roberts is about to do.
Craig.
You don't do it. I'm begging you. Wait till tomorrow.
Why don't you wait and let me finish? And if I
You better come up with
down,
something new then.
No, it's not something new. It's the
You
reality.
better change it on the fly.
It's not a change. It's a reality.
Go.
I was doing some research.
Here we go with the research.
To try to get in the minds of Hawk fans.
Do you realize that I never do research?
I understand that. It's part of your greatness. I think you'll appreciate this.
Yeah.
So I was reading the most popular Atlanta Hawks fan blog. And you know who they want to play?
You really need to get out more.
You know who they want to play in the first round?
Tell me it's the Knicks.
Do you know who they begged for? Who they said, oh, we match up great against them. We want them. Knicks fans, do you know who they wanted to play? They wanted you.
So hold on. Let me
And
get
I
this
want
right.
you to digest that.
Let me get this right.
Yeah.
You decided over the weekend at some point
Yes.
to go check out an Atlanta Hawk blog.
That's right.
Just to get a taste of what's the overall thinking amongst Hawk fans.
100%.
That's where you were going.
I want to see what they're thinking, and this should pump you up. This is not to bring you down. I didn't bring out stats to explain why Atlanta's going to beat you in 6. I didn't do any of that.
Excuse me, what? You want back the truck about that one?
I didn't do any of that. What I'm
Sounds to
telling
me
you,
like you just said Atlanta in 6.
No.
Was that a prediction?
I said I made no prediction.
Was that a prediction?
I have made no
Because
prediction.
you just said like it just flew off your tongue.
No prediction.
Like your love for your children. Why Atlanta's going to beat you in 6.
Craig, I will give you a prediction on Friday. Not yet. I'm not there yet. I'm still coping.
You're processing.
I'm processing.
Yeah.
We don't know who the 7 seed's going to be. I don't know who my opponent's going to be. We don't know about the 8 seed. I just want to digest everything.
Okay.
But the Atlanta Hawks want you. The Atlanta Hawks think you guys stink.
Good.
That's what they're doing. The fans wanted you the way you wanted them.
Good.
So digest it, smoke it, marinate it, and get ready for Saturday or Sunday.
I can't wait for it. The Garden is going to be rocking. And how about this? In a year in which the Knicks actually not only make the playoffs, but get home court advantage in the first round of the playoffs, James Dolan was funny today.
Yes, he was.
My main man showed a public sense of humor today. And I'm going to tell you what it was.
I saw.
So Dolan was speaking about, all the protocol for COVID and all that stuff and the hope of having 13,000 people and how, much like I've told you about the Yankees have an engineering group, trying to figure out how you could sit people so you can adhere to the restrictions of a COVID seating. James Dolan had a funny line, and I want to applaud him. And this just shows you how the world is changing.
We're at the point where we're going to applaud Dolan for a funny line, but go ahead.
Yes, I'm giving Mr. James Dolan this. I think he might be a Gotham Comedy Club next week.
Right.
I'd like to open for him, as a matter of fact. This is what James Dolan said, and I'm giving you an exact quote here. Are you ready for it? Mm-hmm. I know it. This is about the Knicks.
Yes.
I know it's been a long time. Believe me, I know it's been a long time. People tell me every day. See, a lot of you think that Mr. Dolan is in a limousine from the house to the castle to the garden to the castle to the house and never interacts with common folk. He just proved to you that he interacts with common folk, which, to be fair, this is his interaction with common folk. The door opens up. He gets outside. He has 6 steps to the front door of the Garden.
Right.
Hey, Dolan! How long's it been since the Knicks made the playoffs? He hears it.
That's how he hears it.
His ears are working. So anyway, great basketball over the weekend. The Brooklyn Nets had they ended the season with arguably their best play of the season on a strange breakout 2-on-1 break, really 1-on-1.
Well, it was created by
trailer.
Blake Griffin with a behind-the-back kind of
great
heave.
play.
And what's funny about that play, as I'm watching it live, and I wanted that win, I wanted the 2 seed. I've made that clear to you. I wanted the 1, I wanted the 2. I want home court advantage for as long as I can have it. When that play was executed by Blake Griffin to Kyrie Irving to Mike James to Kevin Durant, all I could think about was you. Because all I could think about was how you try to annoy me, and it doesn't work, with they're the Harlem Globetrotters.
They are.
And there I was watching, for the first time, the Harlem Globetrotters.
Yeah, it was a nice play, a pass off the glass to a trailing Durant for the dunk. It was sweet. It was great.
And now,
all good.
And now, I want to make this clear, because you can use this against me. You should. NBA championship or bust. That's the expectation.
This was the expectation the minute you got Harden, really.
Yes, and I'm pleased with 48 wins. I had a really good time. I'll make this easy for Knicks fans. I love this team. You don't have to try to complicate this in your brain. They're my team. If they were your team, you'd love them too. Ain't that complicated. Now, go win an NBA championship. All the rest, all the waiting, all the let's be careful was for this moment. And whether that route is the Boston Celtics, the Milwaukee Bucks, your New York Knicks, it don't matter. Who's ever in the way, best be defeated.
Well, listen, we got lots to do, and I'd be remiss. We'd be remiss as a show if we didn't follow up on a tweet I put out there yesterday. After this weekend of New York sports, is there really anything in sports better than playoff hockey?
Wait, that wasn't sarcastic?
What happened?
That wasn't sarcastic?
Playoff hockey's where it's at. Oh, yeah.
Wait, hold on a second.
Huh? What happened?
Was that sarcastic?
Did you guys
or
not watch hockey all weekend?
I watched the Islanders and Kyle Palmieri win in overtime. You're damn right.
Nothing better than watching a hockey on an 80-degree Sunday afternoon at noon. That makes a lot of sense. Well, but there I was watching hockey. Saw the Capital game the night before against the Bruins.
What about the Islander game?
Saw some of the Islander game, not all of it.
Okay.
Then I get a phone call from my son's friend, his roommate and best friend. You got to turn on the Tampa, Florida game. I'm like, why would I do that? Because there's 5 minutes left. It's 4-4. Saw the game-winning goal there.
Nice.
Every game but one went into overtime.
Yep.
I mean, what's better than playoff hockey? Oh, well, NBA basketball, obviously. You got that. Yankee baseball. There's that. And then squeeze in to slot 3, if you'd like, a little playoff hockey. Congratulations to the Islanders and their fans for winning Game 1 of what's going to be a very tough series.
And how they did it? Sorokin being forced to
I have
start
no idea how
with
they did
Varley
it,
banged up. He plays a hell of a game. That save on Sidney Crosby early was fantastic. And how about Kyle Palmieri, the former Devil, scoring the first goal of the game and then winning it in overtime? It was a hell of a hockey game. Yeah. And guess what, Islander fans? The regular season means nothing now. They stole Game 1 on the road. Didn't really steal it. They earned it. They won Game 1 on the road. Yeah. They've taken back home ice. That's all that matters.
Yeah, I know nothing of what you just said, but it was very exciting. Very, very exciting, I will say.
You know what the most popular response in your mentions was? When you said, is there anything better than playoff hockey?
Oh, I got a lot of answers.
Oh, you got a lot of answers, but the most prevalent answer, and I apologize for those that I may offend, I'm just giving you the facts, but the most popular answer was sex, okay?
Sex.
That was the most popular answer.
You really have become a shock jock. Mushnick is right. 877-337-6666. Get all your calls coming up. Giancarlo's now on the IL. I assume they make it retroactive to the last game he played, but
yes.
we'll double check on when he's available. You got the Knicks and the Nets, a little hockey. This is why New York is the greatest place on earth, and we get to share it with you. You know the phone numbers. It's Carton and Roberts, live from the Town Fair Tire Studios, powered by Town Fair Tire. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.